Hi everyone, it's Athena here from Courage Coaching. I hope you're all doing okay and have had a good week. I'm going to continue again with the different traits that a narcissist has and the different defense mechanisms or abuse tactics that they use against others. The one I'm going to talk about today in particular is known as projection. Now, projection is when an individual attributes their own thoughts, their own feelings, or their own motives onto another person. And this happens because the person that's doing the projecting isn't able to deal with the fact that they themselves are the ones who have the feelings that they project onto another. So, for instance, a narcissist may be feeling guilty about some really horrible thoughts they may be having about somebody, or they may feel ashamed that they're not good enough or that they are envious. And because they are not able to deal with that emotion in themselves, they will project that onto the other person. And that is a very, very destructive type of abuse, especially in a family with children where narcissistic parents do this all the time. They use their child as a mirror. They constantly tell their child that they are what the narcissistic parent feels about themselves. So if the narcissistic parent feels envious, they will tell the child, stop being so jealous, stop being so envious. If the narcissistic parent doesn't feel good enough deep down, they will make sure that their child is the one who doesn't feel good enough, and they will tell their child that they are not good enough. If the narcissistic parent doesn't feel loved, then they will tell the child, you don't love me, you don't love anybody. So every single negative emotion that a narcissist feels, they will project it onto the closest person to them. And the sad thing is that children are not those things that the narcissistic parent tells them they are. So the child ends up growing up thinking that they are all these things that the parent constantly tells them. So it completely destroys the way that they see themselves, and it will limit them in so many ways. So to be more specific, narcissists project every single part of them that isn't healed, because a narcissist is usually a narcissist because of trauma that they have suffered in their childhood. And there are certain parts of them which were never healed, and those parts of them make them feel really, really uncomfortable. Usually non-personality disordered people don't have this issue of wanting to project onto others. Normal, healthy people are capable of accepting certain flaws that they may have. They are capable of feeling that they maybe are wrong sometimes, or that they're imperfect, and they just understand that that's just a normal part of who they are. Narcissists are not aware of the fact that they project onto others. Don't forget that projection is a defense mechanism, which means that it's unconscious and they don't realize they're doing it. And when they say the things they say, they believe what they say. They believe that their child or their partner is actually like that. And it's very difficult for you to then reason with them because they believe this. My experience with projection was mostly with my mother, and it was always in my most vulnerable state that my mother would project onto me. And this was soul destroying, because as a child, when you are feeling very vulnerable, very scared, very hurt, and you need your parents' love and empathy, the last thing you need is to hear a parent tell you to not be so sensitive. So that's the end of the video, everybody. I hope that it was helpful. This will be the last video I do at the moment on the different narcissistic traits. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to start doing videos on how a special needs sibling affects the family and affects the other sibling who doesn't have special needs. Thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Thanks. Bye.